Hey y'all, happy Tuesday. Welcome everybody. I hope you guys are doing well on this Tuesday. Um, Unfortunately, I'm still a little bit under the weather. You may or may not be able to tell or whatever, but we'll get through it. So, give people just a few minutes to get in the room. If you are in the room, make sure you let me know that you are here. Also, if you are new, make sure you let me know where you are from. And we'll give people just a few minutes to get in here. Hey, Gab. Yes. Oh my God. This weather is doing me so bad. Man, it's something else. This really is that change of weather. I don't know why. Like going into fall and then going into spring be the hardest time for me or whatever. But so I've been up on all the allergy medications and all that, but it's all good. Hey Jason, how are you? But I'll be good. Just a little I think it's about 76 degrees outside. I think it was like 76 earlier. Hey Purdue. Yeah, it's like I think it was like 76. It's been like really, really nice. And when the warm weather first started hitting, I was like outside for like a whole week straight or whatever. But now I guess it caught up with me. So yeah, it's like 60 something now since it's later in the evening, but earlier today it was in the 70s. Hey Helena. Hey, yeah, right. Hopefully y'all are doing good. I'm just giving people a few minutes to come into the room. Still kind of dealing with this change of weather a little bit, but I'm here. I feel I feel a little better than yesterday or whatever. So Helena said, I'm moving to Mississippi. I'm in North Carolina mountains. It'll be mid 60s this week. Mid 60s not bad though. That's pretty nice. Like you just put you on a long sleeve t-shirt or a little light jacket. Is my as all the elders here say, girl, you better put you on a little light jacket. Mid 60s not too bad though. Hey Kevin, how are you guys? Yeah, so earlier today, I was thinking about, I remember when I did my first live video on YouTube. This was probably like a couple months back, and I was so freaking nervous. I was so nervous, y'all. I was so nervous, but like I just kind of look at it now and like the big difference. And then also like people being in my live and I get used to like talking to y'all, seeing y'all comment on my stuff. When I don't see y'all for a while, I'll be like, where's such and such? Where Helena? I haven't seen her in a while, like that. So it's just really crazy to like just see, I guess, like the growth and you know what I mean? Just my comfort level compared to compared to where I was like a few months back or whatever. Hey Lavon. But my friend said my favorite saying is I was shaking like a stripper. So my first time I did my live, I was just so nervous. But yeah, I was shaking like a stripper that day. But I'm good now. I be enjoying y'all. I be looking forward to talking to y'all on Tuesdays. Hey Raymond. Yeah, hey Raymond. Nice talking to you. Quick little shout out. But hopefully everybody is doing good. Happy Tuesday to everybody that's just coming into the room. I kind of want to just talk about some things that I've been seeing in the media lately, particularly with the whole Joe Biden thing or whatever. So while I'm waiting, just giving people like a few more minutes to come in the room, tell me, do y'all get do y'all get notifications from my live? And also, do you see the, it's called like a place card, I don't know, whatever. Do you see it on your timeline like before I go live as well? Hey, Cadillac. Let me know like what kind of notifications y'all are getting for my videos, because I know some people say they don't get notifications or they get them at the last minute. Okay, so LaVon gets some. Hey, G Kimball. Thank you. Hey, Cajun. I'm not going to talk about you, even though you talk about me all the time. Okay, so Purdue says he sees a card, but no notification. Okay. Well, we'll do what we can. I don't know. Hey, Edward. Thank you. So nice of you, even though I feel like stuffy, but Helena said, if I'm not here, I didn't see a notification, but I watch it after I miss it. Okay, cool. Hey, camera stage. All right, y'all. So I'm not gonna keep y'all long. We're gonna just go ahead and jump into this topic. Now, some of you may or may not know, but Joe Biden, who I don't even think, okay. Will said, really, I try to watch videos whenever I can, but the notifications are spotty at best. Okay. All right, so some of you may or may not know, but Joe Biden, there has been some recent allegations, I guess that's the correct word to use, that has come up for him. Now, I want to say that it's so interesting that to this day, Joe Biden has gained the moniker, creepy Joe Biden, creepy Uncle Joe Biden, things like this. You can type this in on Google, YouTube, probably Instagram, Facebook, and you will see videos and pictures and things like this. But y'all would be surprised how many people still don't know this information. It's really telling to me how we talk about the media and how we look at the media. It's really telling and also very odd and also very interesting. And so we're going to talk about it a little bit and look at a couple different things. And I don't even think Joe Biden has officially said he's running for president. I don't think he's done that officially, like officially announced that. So y'all let me know if I'm wrong about that. But let me show y'all a little bit of this video first, and then we will talk about this. All right, so this is from the Huffington Post.
Biden is facing new questions about his treatment of women. A second woman now claims Biden touched her inappropriately, and tonight Biden is responding. Former congressional aide Amy Lapos told the Hartford Courant Monday that Joe Biden reached for her face and rubbed noses with her during a fundraiser in Greenwich, Connecticut in 2009. Lapo said in a statement that Biden should not run for president, that objectifying women is not okay, and that referring to this type of behavior as simply affection or grandpa-like or friendly is ridiculously dismissive and part of the problem. On Friday, former Nevada Assemblywoman Lucy Flores recalled the 2014 campaign event where Biden approached her from behind, smelled her hair, and kissed her head.
This isn't new. I'm not bringing up something that people have not been aware of.
Biden has a tendency of being affectionate with women while on the campaign trail. Flores said his behavior was not sexual, but should be a factor in the Democratic primary, and yet were he to win the nomination and square off against President Trump,
that's not even a question. Of course I would support Biden.
In a statement, Biden said, "Over the years, I have offered countless handshakes, hugs, expressions of affection, support, and comfort, and not once, never, did I believe I acted inappropriately. We have arrived at an important time when women feel they can and should relate their experiences, and men should pay attention, and I will."
So I guess y'all kind of get the general idea of that. So basically, this is from the Huffington Post, and they said Nancy Pelosi says Joe Biden allegations don't disqualify him from being president. The House Speaker said Biden should apologize, however, and understand that people's space is important to them. So I'm not gonna read this. You kind of get the general idea. But what I don't particularly like, okay, is the hypocrisy and the hiding of information are not explaining information to the same level as you would for other people. Y'all, I guarantee you, let me show you while I'm typing in Google. There are more people, I feel like, now this is me personally, this is me saying this, but I feel like there are more people, okay, that know that Omari Hardwick, I think Hardwick, that's how you pronounce his name. Did y'all see this the other day with the second kiss on Beyonce's cheek? Let me know if y'all saw that. I guarantee you, particularly for my peers, okay? For my peers, for my age group, you have more people that are familiar with this situation. This was more widely talked about. A second kiss on Beyonce's cheek. This got more media coverage, this went more viral, okay, than a president, a former vice president, groping, caressing, coddling, whatever you want to call it, women and children. Okay? To me, like, that's so backwards. That is literally so backwards. Let me see if I can find a quick video just in case y'all didn't see it, but literally everybody was talking about it. Beyonce fan slam Omar Hardwick for inappropriate double kiss. Now we finna do some comparisons here. Now let me play just the last few seconds just again in case y'all missed it. So people were really upset about that, particularly the second kiss, okay? Calling it inappropriate, Just everything in the book, talking about how uncomfortable you could see in Beyonce's eyes. Like, this literally went viral. I think this was like 2 days ago. And I just would love to do a poll to see which narrative, which story people are more familiar with. And what really bothers me, okay, is the hypocrisy. I feel like everybody should be held to the same exact freaking standard, particularly people that are going to be representing us, I mean, in political offices, and should have to, speak to these things and take responsibility. But you literally have journalists trying to talk their way out of this. Okay? You literally have journalists trying to, I don't know if you want to call it taking up for Joe Biden, or whatever the case may be. So let me show y'all what the Washington Post said. This was just like a couple days ago. So this is an article from the Washington Post, okay? Joe Biden's affectionate physical style with women comes under scrutiny. Affectionate physical style. Now, anybody else, right? Anybody else, even from the situation I just showed y'all with Beyonce, people immediately calling it inappropriate, period. People are not like, oh, he was just affectionate. Maybe he was being too affectionate. No, headlines immediately inappropriate, wrong. Okay, all this. Anyway, so this article goes on to say, in some of the photos, Joe Biden is behind the women. His hands are on their shoulders as he whispers in their ears. He embraces Hillary Clinton, his hands around her torso. He kisses a young girl's head, his fingers framing her face as she looks blankly toward the camera. This affectionate and sometimes intimate physical style is one of the former vice president's trademarks, a defining feature of the warm and upbeat persona he has built during more than 4 decades in the national spotlight. But the appropriateness of Biden's physical behavior toward women is now being questioned after a female Democratic politician penned a viral internet piece describing an alleged 2014 encounter that left her offended and uncomfortable. As Biden prepares to announce whether he will run for president in 2020, the episode has raised questions about whether the older, self-described fingertip politician is well suited for the White House in the wake of the Me Too movement and a moment of rapidly shifting social norms. Biden, an outspoken critic of domestic violence who led efforts to pass the Violence Against Women Act in 1994, has also faced sharp criticism from women over his handling of the Anita Hill hearings in 1991 and his subsequent comments about the topic. So we have to look at the framing of this and the narrative it creates. Like, I was literally having a conversation with my mom the other day, and I was like, and she was just asking me about like news and things that's been going on. We talked about the young lady that got killed trying to get in the Uber, and then she asked me, she was like, so what do you think about Joe Biden? And his affectionate style. And I'm like, I'm looking and I'm thinking, and I said, Mom, that's a little bit more than affectionate. Like, it's a little weird. But that just goes to show how it's so easy for us to literally mimic or repeat the way these narratives are shaped. Okay? Because any other story, if it had said, he groped her, that frames the narrative totally different. So those conversations and those discussions around it will be different. So the media leads these conversations in a hypocrisy I just can't stand, okay? Not only that, okay, a lot of these articles are overlooking the fact that, because I saw one of y'all commenting and you were like, well, how about, what do the people feel about this? I guess the ones that he's basically like touching or whatever the case may be. And I noticed that a lot of these articles are not going to the extent to talk about how he has done these same things to children, okay? And we oftentimes know that children don't know how to necessarily always express their comfort level. You know what I mean? They might not say anything. They might, be very confused about what's going on. So all of these articles are talking about, his physical style, affectionate physical style. Women come out, women say this, totally negating the fact that he has also touched, caressed, grabbed children as well. And to this day, it's so many people that don't know this. This information is readily available, but it's not highly publicized, okay? And I think this is probably the most publicized it's been, at least to my knowledge, since Joe Biden has been in office. But let me just show y'all a little bit of that, because it's sickening to me how people are trying to just not call a thing a thing. And I'll tell y'all more about why I'm saying it in a minute.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, nice to see you guys. Over here, okay? So, come on, Jill, man, you get on this side. I'll be darned. What a beautiful family. Well, you got to be very patient. Fathers are hard to raise.
Yeah.
All right, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here and say, yeah. Yeah. So nice to meet you. You guys get ready. Come on. No, you can stand up. That's okay. Okay.
Now y'all notice where his hand was. And oftentimes when he's taking pictures with these young girls.
Congratulations. And girls, remember, no days till you're 30 years old.
I know, you were a champ dog and she still eats it on her nose.
You still a champ dog? Yeah, you got it? Okay.
Look at this. Look at this. Okay? And you can even see this girl, like, to me, this looks uncomfortable. To me.
My daughter, she couldn't make it. What's her name? Well, turn around here. We'll get a good picture. Mom, I don't want to block you. Come on, you get right over here. There you go. You can put it away. I don't know.
So y'all get the general idea, okay? Y'all get the general idea. Now, when I say people need to keep that same energy, let me tell y'all what I mean. Do y'all remember this story? Look at how this is framed immediately. Immediately. Do y'all remember this story with Ariana and the pastor at whose funeral was that? Oh Lord, I'm losing my thought. Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin. Do y'all remember this story? Everybody and their mama was talking about this. First thing you see when you pull this up, Pastor Gropes, okay? Gropes Ariana Grande. Pastor accused of groping. That uncomfortable Ariana Grande moment. Groping. Bishop's touching his accident. Apologizes for groping. Slammed for groping. Inappropriately touching. Okay? So all I'm saying is, now I just showed y'all where Joe Biden's hand was on these children. We're talking about children. I'm not even talking about the women with the accusations at this moment. Okay? Hanging, same position, same position. This story went viral. Everybody and their mama for weeks was talking about this. He offended her. He groped her. He made her feel uncomfortable. He ought to be ashamed of himself. What type of preacher is this? This, that, and the other. They blasted. They slammed this man. You have Joe Biden, okay, who has not only done this, but done this for years, which makes me wonder if you can do that in public. See, Maria, I'll pull receipts on these people, okay? I will pull receipts because people try to make it seem like, oh, I've read several articles. I wish I could pull it up. I read another article about a lady today from another, I don't know if it was from the New York Times or what. But some lady basically talking about, oh, people are just making a big deal out of this and this and the other. You know what I mean? And I am not some type of sexual harassment expert, anything like that. Sexual accusations, I'm not. But what I can clearly see with my own two eyes is when people not keeping that same energy. Okay? And when you're not keeping that same energy, I will pull these receipts quickly. So if you're going to frame a certain type of behavior, this pastor went more viral than a former vice president and a potential future president. And this is how, to me, it's really weird. Like, and I just can't rock with that. Like, you gotta call a thing a thing. And so it just really shows a hypocrisy. Now, some people were saying, they believe this is politically motivated. Why is this woman coming out now? The Nevada lawmaker that's coming out now, I think she previously worked with him or worked with Bernie or something like that. And so I was watching this interview on CNN earlier today, and she addressed this, and I really, really like her response. It automatically made me feel like, okay, I feel like she's trustworthy and she's honest, unlike some people in the past that have made me very, very skeptical. But let me show y'all what she said or whatever. And I just feel like she seems very honest to me. I think that's the part
that you wrote for The Cut, that you know that people might accuse you of being politically motivated here. We should point out, you supported Bernie Sanders in 2016, running for president. He's running again. You attended a Beto O'Rourke campaign event yesterday. You've told us that you haven't endorsed any candidate yet. You haven't decided who you want to support. But how would you respond to somebody out there who says she's attending a Beto rally, she supported Bernie in 2016, politics might be at least partially motivating you here? What would you tell those people?
I would say politics was definitely the impetus. The reason why we're having these conversations about Vice President Joe Biden is because he's considering running for president. And frankly, the reason why I felt so compelled to finally say something was because over the years, as this behavior was documented, as it was frankly dismissed by the media and not taken seriously, that conversation was not coming up in the discussions about whether or not he would, in a complete analysis of his history, of his record, as we go through the vetting process for all of these candidates, that important aspect was being left out, and it was being dismissed, and it wasn't being acknowledged. And for me, that was, one, incredibly offensive, and two, I think really speaks to the fact that when behavior isn't considered quote unquote serious enough for society, for America, it's very easy to dismiss it. You know, I fully recognize that this behavior, never do I claim that that rises to the level of a sexual assault or anything of that nature. What I am saying is that it's completely inappropriate, that it does not belong in any kind of a professional setting, much less in politics. And that is something that we should consider when we are talking about the background of a person who is considering running for president. Did you have any conversations?
Yeah, I just feel like that was so well-spoken, honest, genuine. It seems so authentic. She didn't have to look up and find answers or find a way to talk around it. She was very honest and like, yes, I mean, him running for president, it is a driving force for me wanting to have these discussions, but that doesn't make it any less important. And I just don't feel like we've seen that same type of authenticity, to me, with others who have brought allegations against high-ranking officials in the past. So, hey, standalone. And so, you know, to me, she just seems very genuine. I did see her saying that, you know, if he is a Democratic nominee, she will still support him. But Maria said if Flores would have said anything at the time it happened, Biden and DNC would have destroyed her career. That's a good point as well. But, you know, from what I could tell just by hearing that answer, she just seemed to be very genuine. And not to mention, we have seen this man on tape for years. You know, so do y'all think that these particular allegations will stop Joe Biden from running? If you think it'll stop him from running, press a 1. If you think these allegations won't stop him or influence him from running, press 2. That's a good point too, Purdue. You think so? Purdue said this could have been orchestrated for Biden to get in front of the issue. Why are you being difficult, NPC? Okay, so y'all saying y'all don't think it'll stop him from running. Maria said he's been real quiet. People coming in here like vaping beard saying that this is not a big deal, but do y'all actually realize that in the workplace, this will be considered sexual harassment? Like, do y'all realize that? This will be considered sexual harassment. You had a video on YouTube that went viral for men catcalling women, basically speaking to them from across the street or whatever, compared to you being groped, caressed by somebody old enough to be your grandfather. Maria said he'd be fired in the private sector. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I just want people to keep that same energy. Like, is it or is it not? You cannot sit here and say, characterize this as affectionate style, his style, and then with everybody else, it's assault. It's harassment. You literally have Neil deGrasse Tyson, the science guy, women coming out with allegations against them because he looked at her tattoo. He touched her arm while admiring her tattoo. NPC says only sexual harassment if the guy isn't attractive. Camera Stage says Me Too only applies to non-Democrats. Helena said, I'm sorry, but had he touched my daughter like that, I need a GFM. Let me show y'all this. This just reminded me. What's that guy's name? Like, man, and I'm the type of person like don't touch me. Like, I don't play about my personal space. Like, don't even stand too close to me in the line at Walmart. It's just uncomfortable. People need to learn personal space. But y'all, look at this. He went to reach for Jeff Sessions. I don't know who this little girl was with Jeff Sessions, and he literally swats his hands away. Man. So, and that's a good point. Purdue said also about Cardi B. So, Cardi B, you not only say that you drugged and robbed men, there was another video that wasn't even talked about as widely. Okay, another video that wasn't as widespread when she talked about how if she drugged a guy, she would get a transsexual to basically come in there and rape the guy. And then once the guy would wake up and find out, you know, she would laugh about it or basically make fun of the guy. Now, obviously, you know, we don't know how true that is. I don't know if she's ever done that. But to even say something like that, there's obviously a double standard. And if people can't admit that, I don't give a crap who it is. To me, it's just a little problematic. So with the whole Cardi B thing about her talking about drugging and robbing men, do y'all think it will ruin her career with Cardi B? Vaping Beard said Cardi B should be locked up. Camera Stage Video said no. Vaping Beard said no. Maria said it should ruin it. Purdue said no, but it will come up again later. I will never forget. And I think I've told y'all this before. How Will said how is that woman Cardi B not locked up already? Let me tell y'all, I would never forget this. I don't know if y'all remember, but Kendrick Lamar came out with a song. This was a while ago. I can't even think of the song off the top of my head. So I can't remember if he was featured on the song or if it was his song. I'll think of it in a second. But he basically said something about, I'm so sick and tired of the Photoshop. Show me something natural. I want to feel some stretch marks. Show me something natural. Show me something natural, like no butt shots, basically, okay? The shots that women get to make their butts bigger. People went crazy. People went crazy. Literally crazy. Humble, that's the name of the song. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was talking about how misogynistic it was. Okay, and all that. But literally, thank you, Camera Stage. Just like you knew what I was about to say. You knew exactly what I was about to say. But literally right around that same time, and I just told y'all the lyrics, you can literally find people saying he was canceled, he misogynistic, he don't like black women. I heard that, and I guess it just went over my head because I'm thinking you're promoting women being natural, being them natural selves, embracing their natural beauty. Somehow people found that misogynistic. Okay, whatever, that's your opinion, fine. But to accuse this man of being misogynistic, wow, around that same time, Miguel, y'all can go online right now. You can go on YouTube. You can probably go on Spotify. Miguel, okay, has a song called, I guess it's called How Many Drinks, where he literally says, how many drinks does it take you to leave with me? Girl, you look good, but I don't want to waste your mind. But I don't want to waste your time. Back in my mind, I'm hoping you say 2 or 3. So you have Miguel, a singer, literally, I'm talking about just straight out saying, how many drinks does it take you to leave with me? I'm pretty sure we're all, in here smart enough to know, what he's implicating or inferring to. And people mad at Kendrick Lamar because he didn't say something about show me your stretch marks instead of a bought booty. Like this is what I mean when I say we are literally living in the matrix, and people need to keep that same energy. That people try to ban Miguel, cancel Miguel, that music, that song, and honestly, I mean, whatever. But that song could literally be characterized as or under or scrutinized, just like when people talk about rape culture. How is that different from people drugging people, coming up with ways to lower their inhibitions, and then taking them home for the night? Same exact thing. But these people have picks and chooses. So we'll see how it does with Cardi B's career. We'll see of Joe Biden runs. Some people are saying that this could kind of be a monkey wrench thrown at him to basically discourage him from running. So basically Bernie will end up being the front runner for the Democratic Party. But we'll see. NBC said it's not different. It's cherry picking. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And I'm like, keep that same energy. A thing is a thing, no matter who it is. That's just what it is. Like, it's not different. And for me to be able to see so clearly people trying to narrate or talk their way around these things, it's sickening to me. Savera said Me Too only comes up when Justin Fairfax about to become governor of Virginia, or when Herman Cain and Joe Biden run for president. How I said Cardi B is reincarnation of Big Pun. Edward said they want Bernie Sanders or Kamala Harris. But let me say this, and then and then I'm gonna hop off. NPC said people like to argue semantics to save face. Maria said, I don't think Biden will be able to raise money with this hovering over him. Bernie is raking in millions. Cameron Stage said, did you hear about Ed Book? Yes, I talked about him a little bit. I think that was in my live last week. If it's something new, I haven't heard any new updates yet. But let me say this, and then I'm going to probably go ahead and hop off. But I know some people were saying, oh, that's not a big deal. Him, doing this. And I showed y'all the videos of how basically him touching children, kissing them, caressing their hair, smelling them, and all these things. Let me say this. I don't know how many of y'all in this room have actually worked with children who have worked with children who have been sexually abused, sexually abuse survivors. But literally, there's a checklist for signs of things that lead up to sexual assault, harassment, molestation, and rape, okay? One of the things on that checklist is inappropriate touch, and not only inappropriate touch, but it is also accidental touch, okay? So this is something, if y'all are not familiar, you probably want to read up on. If you have children, I would definitely 100% recommend y'all having serious talks with them about signs to look for. I don't know that Joe Budden. I don't know that Joe Biden has done anything more than what we've seen on camera, okay? But literally, and personally, this is coming from me as somebody that has worked with children and worked with children that have been sexually abused. One of the things we tell them to tell us very early on is if somebody is always accidentally touching you, so grazing you, bumping up against you in inappropriate areas, are also touching you, making you uncomfortable. That is one of the key things to look for. Okay, so when people say it's not a big deal, I just find it very problematic when it particularly comes to children. Okay, it was a teacher that I remember distinctly in high school. They used to walk around and he used to just massage people's shoulders as they were working. And it was just a thing. Everybody, oh, that's just him. It's no big deal. We would be taking tests. We would be doing whatever. And he would just come around, massage your shoulders, mostly the girls. And years later, I find out that you basically been fired. You've been dismissed for sex with a student. Okay. So this is a thing. It happens in real life. Like I said, I'm not going to take it too far because, I only know what we see happening on camera in front of our own eyes with Joe Biden, but we don't know what's going on in private. We don't know. It could be an indicator of nothing, but it could be an indicator of more. But it's very serious. And so NPC, will people react just as negatively if Michelle Obama was behaving like Joe Biden? No, they would not. And that's why I'm here talking about keeping the same energy. And I'm glad you asked that question because I can talk about that personally, okay, with women that I've known that have been inappropriate as well. So this is actually not a male or female thing, y'all. It's not a male or female thing. Women can be just as creepy, just as inappropriate. Women can molest and rape children as well. So do I think people would act as negatively with Michelle Obama? No, I don't. But should they? And should they have some concern? Yes, they should. And I speak as somebody that has seen this, okay, in my life, dealing with people. So I keep that same energy across the board. Savera said female teachers sleep with male students all the time. Absolutely. Thank you, Digibyte. Absolutely they do. After I left high school, there was I only remember one woman teacher and I think 2 high school teachers that were teaching around the time I was in high school and one teacher from middle school. But it's real out here. It's happening. People always talk about how people will respond, but you don't know. You don't know until you're in this situation. You don't know, particularly with children. And that's why I talk about having these conversations with your children. I don't particularly remember my parents having those conversations with me about good touch, bad touch. If somebody makes you feel uncomfortable, the things to do. I don't remember my parents having those conversations with me. Now, my parents were very strict. We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't do spend the nights. We couldn't be around people they didn't feel comfortable with. We couldn't just hang out. So they were very strict in that regards. And I think that kind of helped keep me safe. But in this era, in 2019, you have to have these discussions with your children and let them know how to express themselves and what they can and should do when they feel uncomfortable. NPC said, I already know they went in selective outrage by people with lack of principles. I agree. Purdue said it's at least 5 stories in the last week involving teachers and students. And this is why I say, man, do y'all really think these parents are having those conversations with those children about teachers, gym coaches, and all this other stuff, after school care? Because I think if they did, children would know early on the signs to look for and be able to say when they feel uncomfortable. Because oftentimes when these things happen in the schools, they happen with trusted family members, all kind of things, okay? It's usually a buildup. Hey, common sense. It's usually a buildup over time. And so, yeah, I definitely 100%, I don't have any children of my own yet, but like I said, it's not male or female. It's not Democratic or Republican. It's not family or non-family. It's not friend or foe. Okay, you have to look for these signs and pay attention and call a spade, regardless. Sexual abuse, sexual assault is very rapid, and particularly when it comes to children, we have to teach them the signs to look for in order to be safe. Twisted Sister said, this is an onslaught of female predatory behavior. This needs to be addressed. I have 2 sons, and I'll tell you, if a female assaulted them, all hell will break loose. And I even tell my brother, all the time, because he has a good job and, he's growing up, my little brother. But anyway, he's doing really good. And I just tell him, a lot of times people give women passes and excuses. It could be for aggression or inappropriate behavior. And I always tell my brother, please don't get caught up in that foolishness. Like, because I don't want anything to affect your career, ruin your life, anything. A lot of times, I guess when it's coming from women, it can seem very harmless, flirtatious, and things like this. But I literally have friends, okay, that have been that have had women, try to talk to them or throw themselves at them because they know they were going to be coming up for a supervisor position or just anything. So, Twisted Sister said parents need to be white on rice with their children. Don't let anybody tell you you're overprotective. Be white on rice with them and question everything. I absolutely agree. And you have to have open communication with them and make them feel comfortable with talking to you. And the thing is, you cannot start these conversations when they turn 13, 14, 15, 16, y'all. You can't do it. You can try to gain back that communication, but it should start 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You should be teaching kids about their bodies, what's wrong and inappropriate. You should be making them very comfortable in talking to you, asking them how their day was at school, how things went. You can't wait till they're 13 and think, oh, they're about to hit puberty. Let me start asking questions. They're not going to be comfortable coming to you. And a lot of parents assume, right? This child is at my house every day. I feed them, I clothe them. They should be comfortable talking to me. But it's not always the case. It's just not true. The parents have to set that dynamic. The parents have to set the standard for that. So, and Purdue said, do I have Patreon? I do not have Patreon. I was considering it. I don't know if I just have the time to do additional content to put on a Patreon right now. If y'all want to support me, I however have Cash App and PayPal. They are both in my link in this description. And PayPal, Cash App, and then you can always super chat as well, which super chat I think connects to your PayPal and maybe other forms of payment as well. Oh my God, Cover Sit said, I was molested at 4 years old by a woman, and I'm a woman. Yes, start early. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, that just breaks my heart, man. And I'm so, I love kids. I worked with kids forever, even since I was a kid in high school. And just working with different children, man, is real out here, y'all. Like, some of these kids, they don't have a protection of family. Like, it's just a whole different world when you see these things up close, and you just never really know. You never really know what people are doing behind closed doors. That's important. That's why it's important we pay attention to the signs, and we have to protect our children, man. We have to. But the idea that sexual harassment, sexual abuse is just a male thing, a male thing, a man thing, only men do this, is just not true, y'all. It's not true. But all right, y'all, I'm starting to get back a little bit stuffy now, so I am about to go. Hopefully I think I have at least another video coming this week. Thank y'all for always supporting me and making me feel comfortable coming into this space and just speaking my mind and speaking freely. Make sure if you're here, you give me a thumbs up. If you are new, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And y'all have a good evening. Hopefully I'll be feeling a little better to do some more videos this week. But all right, y'all, have a good night. Thank y'all. Bye.